Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Link to the Past Randomizer daily race, where we have a Triforce hunt underway, just about, where we need to get the 40 of the 50 pieces out there. We are proud to be featuring Hitman 1382 and Link to the Past Ken. I am your Uncle Finch, and I'm joined here in the booth with Drossie. How are you doing today?
You're my Uncle Finch? Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm a lot of people's Uncle Finch, apparently.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm good. Nice to get a chill mode tonight.
Yeah, it's nice that we don't have to worry about beating Ganon. We might not have to worry about Ganon's tower. We might need to mine those crystals and pendants, but those are more just for item checks.
Yeah, I mean, since the layout is regular open, if the boss doesn't have an item, you're probably not. Oh, and Hitman is using the Chrono Trigger MSU, it sounds like.
It's a good choice. Excellent choice there. And we do get a little bit of crystal. Looks like red up in Eastern. Red in Hera, regular in Eastern.
And a blue pendant in Desert.
All right. Thank you for catching that. I was half sure, but it was blue. It was a blue something.
Indeed it was. And our tier 1 tree pull is arrows, which would be nice if we had a bow.
Yep. But we'll take that cheetah right there, that Dorito. We are looking for, of the 50 scattered throughout Hyrule, we need 40 of them.
And there's an early bombos, which we can't actually use until we get a sword.
Yeah. Wrong yellow thing, but that could still come in play, especially for Ice Palace, or to pop into a dungeon. And there's our sword, shield. Wow,
something beginning with an S and ending with a D.
Right, it's something. It's something that, we love seeing. We love seeing shields here in ALTTP land. Overall, relatively standard starts for open. A lot of our racers will be just trying to uncover as many items as quickly as possible. So, a little bit of slight divergence here. Looks like Ken may be checking out what's on Lumberjack Ledge.
Ooh, early bottle with blue goo is always nice to have. Maybe Sick Kid will give us a Dorito even.
Hey, And actually, Ken pulling out a couple red 20s here. That'll be pretty handy. Hitman also grabbing a couple of those 20s. That'll get us Bottle Merchant.
Okay, what's Lumberjack? Ooh, Lumberjack is a Dorito. We kind of hope we find 40 without having to beat Aga. So at the same time, if Aga's our Dark World Axis and we have to beat him anyway, then that's an easy one to grab once you get boots.
Right. You might not want to get it, but at least it's good information. If you're at 39 of 40 and you already did that, then just go ahead and pick that one up. Hitman gonna go ahead and prioritize Sick Kid and picking up bombs first.
Yeah, Ken actually has a bomb, so I wonder if he'll do something like Blind's Hut immediately.
It's usually pretty good odds between those first two kind of sections, those northern sections of Kakariko Village, and just gonna get even more arrows there. But more importantly, that bottle.
My name is Gatto. I have metal joints. But we didn't get 15 silver points from the merchant.
No.
Ooh, early powder's nice if we can get them.
And actually, Ken farming up another bomb there, so that will get Ken to the southern part of Kakariko Village with the bomb shop right there. That's actually going to work out pretty nicely routing-wise. Now, there could be bombs right there. Would have been an opportune time, but we'll go ahead and get the Triforce piece anyway.
That mirror's pretty nice.
Mirror, bow, sword.
Wow.
Triforce,
Kakariko.
All right, this is the kind of start that you really like seeing. You get a lot open up, and there's lamp. So now we're just one item away. It looks like actually from AGA access. While we're on the subject,
Right. Still kind of hoping we don't have to do that and can get 40 Triforce pieces otherwise and Dark World access otherwise.
that's absolutely true.
But
That's
Lamp
fair.
plus Bow puts Eastern fully in logic. So that becomes a very appealing play. I wonder if either runner will do it before Southside even.
Yeah, especially with it's a crystal, and while there probably won't be too many Triforce pieces hidden in Ganon's tower, it's still worth the items to go into there. Hera, once Hera becomes available, because that's the red crystal, then you also have Pyramid Fairy that becomes more of a possibility.
I just missed what was on library.
It didn't look like it was anything important.
It was another bottle, but we already have one. And Hitman's going to blind pull race game. Interesting.
I mean, with the 40 Triforce pieces out there, it definitely does have a higher priority of higher chance of being something required, like that.
Okay, fine. We're 20% of the way through. So at that rate, we'll be done in about 33 minutes, right?
I think, hey, we could. I'm sure the racers won't mind giving up this pace, certainly.
Well, looks like Hitman is going to the castle.
The entirety of Escape is available at this point. It is a good number of items.
Only if there's a small key in the front can we get to the back.
That is true. That is a good point.
But I'm still surprised, especially with Eastern being put into full logic and okay, Hitman gets a flute.
Well, that makes this worth it. Link to the Past Ken also going ahead and just checking race game without going and investigating, and that is going to pay out with a quicker Triforce piece.
And having the mirror to do escape is nice. We don't need to worry about death warping.
Right. It wouldn't be too long to do that anyway, just with being at 4 hearts, but and Ken following Hitman into Castle.
Interesting. Well, we get another Dorito for our troubles from the boomerang chest. And so now the question is, does Dark Cross have the small key which would allow us to go to the back?
I was actually just about to remark, Hitman's really saving those arrows, and then just realized, oh, yeah, only at 6 arrows at this point. And, of course, it's the map.
Which means, besides the key, there are 3 items back here somewhere.
And Ken opting to go ahead and check out Dark Cross here first.
He's probably trying to follow logic. Because if the small key isn't here, then the remaining 2 checks in front aren't in logic either.
That is a good point. That is one of the really interesting things with how Link to the Past is generated. Every seed, assuming that you're going to be using the keys in the silliest way possible. So it really does a good job of trying to make sure that you don't get locked out.
Yeah, because what you could do is steal one of the guard keys in the basement in the front and use that to get to the back, but then you'd be locked out of the remaining chests in the front.
Right.
Oh, and that is what Ken's doing. Okay.
Okay, so that will mean that Ken will be leaving behind the map and, more importantly, a Triforce piece.
But he'll get the key back here, so then he can go for it if he wants. He can just mirror and get the Triforce piece. If he's counting items, he'll know Zelda's cell has to have the map.
Right. So this is a good route here. And yeah, especially since we haven't found the Power Glove quite yet. So will we get back here? It's worth it.
Oh, wow.
That is worth it.
That is very worth it. I mean, Hitman, I'm sure will get those as soon as he gets the glove, but who knows where it is.
Yeah. And with that, Link to the Past, Ken and Hitman both a quarter of the way through the seed. With some asterisks. You know, we just happened to hit some very dense item locations, and yeah, this is going to be the kind of the rest of South Shore here for Hitman. So still avoiding Eastern for the time being. I'll be curious to see where Hitman goes after Mini Moldorm. These are 5 items very quickly right here, so.
Oh, nice use of Bombos to just clear out the Mini Moldorms.
Don't really have any other use for the magic, so yeah, absolutely good use there.
Okay, there's our glove. So that also gets us West Death Mountain access. And Ken did count items, so he is out.
Very well done. And Hitman, to get to the back, will have to save and quit at some point, or find another, or walk to Sanctuary and to the back of Escape. So that'll take a little bit of time. Now for the dangerous part, though, and Hitman only getting tagged once there, those crabs doing too harsh a damage really doesn't feel great when you only have 5.
Ooh, a mushroom. Since we have powder, we can just immediately flute to 2 and turn in the mushroom. But with the save and quit, yeah. Do back of Escape, save and quit again, flute to 2, turn in mushroom.
And it's been a fairly friendly seed so far. Also just sprinkling in Triforce pieces along with items. Sort of an interesting item layout here. And Ken giving us desert here.
Interesting choice. Can't actually go in, so that Triforce piece on the ledge will have to wait. But with the mirror, we'd only need Mitch to be able to grab Desert Ledge.
That is a good point. And we're going to see what Agina's Cave has for us. After this, I can see Ken going ahead and doing South Shore. Hitman probably going to go ahead and pick up that Triforce.
Worthwhile mushroom turn-in. Agina also worthwhile. And now Hitman's going to give us our first book.
both routes paying off pretty well so far for both racers. Hitman has a little bit of an advantage here, but it is still fairly early, and again, the Triforce pieces have been coming in pretty nicely. It's just when does the pace kind of slow down, especially as we start running out of these really dense item checks.
And Hitman does not want to do Eastern without the boots, but he is going to the desert area, so he'll see the piece on the ledge and get the piece from Agena.
Ken also getting that Bombos medallion out.
I feel like that early bow plus lamp is kind of pointing to Eastern. I mean, we might wind up there. It might have our Dark World access. We still don't have the Moon Pearl.
We also have a little bit of Death Mountain available to us as well.
We could do Hera.
Yep, Hera is fully clearable at this point. It's only 2 items, but if you happen to get either hammer or hook shot along the way, then you can do a whole lot of dense item checks there.
And Old Man's in logic with the lamp, and we've got in spec rock, on spec rock. So that's 5 items that we know we can get. As you say, we could get something that opens more progression here.
It's also a nice save quit spot as well. Very, very quick to heal up and then just switch over to the flute. So. All right, will Ken go for the immediate turn in? Oh.
Hey, that'll be Ken's mirror shield.
Yep, that is... All right. And Ken is going to go ahead and turn in the mushroom. This will be another... Here we go.
Spec rock blue mail, interesting. Not sure if it's worth it.
Yeah, blue mail's sort of an odd one here, especially since you don't have to worry about Ganon or still probably will be. We still will take down a couple bosses, but that's also something that, hey, if you're still up here, maybe that's kind of the last thing you do along this route.
Yeah, but the immediate question is, what are the 2 items in Hera? And we don't have hook shots, so we will have to make the climb.
Good item 1.
Yeah, Triforce piece for 1. 40% of the way through, and we still don't even have Dark World access.
Right. We are 18 minutes in. I think you were joking with a 38-minute scene, but the mythical Jet Seed, the Jet Triforce Hunt, 40-50.
And the odds are pretty well in our favor that the basement doesn't have the second item.
Ken is going to go ahead and pick up that blue mail while it's right there.
I mean, he's low health. I don't blame him for doing it, but I also don't blame Hitman for skipping.
Right. It's either decision is absolutely justifiable. And we're down to a 50-50 now for basement.
That's unfortunate.
I will say the Chrono Trigger music here that we're hearing on Hitman's side, it's a great song.
Yeah, it works well with what's going on. Oh, and here's a map check from Ken. We see the swamp is a pendant, and our other 5-6 is pod.
Yeah, and then Meyer is the green pendant.
Though Saha already spoiled that for us. And oh no, there's an item in Hera basement.
All right. Well,
I mean,
let's see.
You're up here, and there's so little left in logic. Basically, just Eastern. I think you have to do the basement.
Yeah. And it's so, yeah, I think this is, yeah, and Hitman is going to go ahead and come right back in. Gonna get a little bit of a coffee break here in a second for Hitman.
Yeah. Finch, do we have anything besides this in Eastern left?
We have Zora.
Oh, right. Farm 200 bucks.
Right. It's, but yeah, that'll be pretty easy, especially with Houlihan. We don't have the flippers yet, so that would be pretty easy to set up in a couple different ways.
And of course, we could do Hobo and Zora Ledge out of Blood. Can't even do Waterfall Cave because no boots for Water Walk and no Moon Pearl for Swim Out and Swim Back In.
Oh, that's a good point. Item 2, and it is a Triforce piece. All right, let's see where Hitman goes from here. This will be Eastern. It's either get money for Zora and do things out of logic, or do Eastern, which is fully in logic.
And 3 items. Like, given what we were down to, I was a little surprised on the Saha.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly understand not doing, trying to find the boots before doing Eastern, and it just happens to be that we are sort of at a point where we're out of other options. At least Eastern is a dungeon where if you're at low health, Eastern's still going to be fairly okay for our runners.
I mean, it's designed to be done at low health.
Right, I suppose so. Right.
The game expects you to have like 5 targets. I think 5. I don't think you can get 2 more. I don't think you can get 8 pieces of target.
Ken does take down Moldorm there. Item number 2 is another Triforce piece. Ken getting the bad news about the basement having something. We know it's a Triforce piece. Ken doesn't quite know that yet. But we are down to 1 remaining item in Eastern already.
So I'm kind of suspicious because of that the item might be on the boss.
All right, there's the big key. So, Hitman would love to see item 3 either here in the right here in the big chest, honestly. But it's not.
I think rushing the boss is sensible here, but no, Hitman's gotta be thorough. Rushing the boss on the ground, so why was that post?
And with Triforce Hunt, because there are 50 out there, you only need 40 of them. It is okay if you do end up skipping some. It's just if you skip too many, then or you intentionally skip checks that end up being it, then you do sort of risk having to go even deeper and deeper into the seed. And Drosy, you would have gotten that third item a bit quicker because
Yeah.
it is one boss.
Yeah, it just... You know, we've been getting breadcrumbs. Sometimes you have to follow them. And Ken hasn't done Saha yet, so he's going to be doing that. So he'll get one Triforce piece there, and then he'll be in Eastern.
And so far, that is the difference between the racers right now. They've mostly been covering each other's track. Ken is pretty much a full Eastern behind at this point, but is still on that same route. Once we get into the Dark World, then that's probably where we will see a little bit more deviation there, but... almost had the quick Armos.
And that's just a Triforce piece. So Zora must be the answer.
Yep, so we're gonna go... So Hitman's probably gonna go ahead and do Houlihan, and then go ahead and check Zora. Probably set up a fake flip first, just so that you can get a couple additional items. A little bit out of logic without flippers, but this is an interesting seed right here.
Yeah, we have done everything in logic except Zora, and that included clearing 2 crystal dungeons.
Right.
Ooh, Hitman didn't go far enough up. I was thinking that it was a bit risky for him to have, only tried to go to that upper corner rather than go into the cave.
Yeah, the cave is definitely the safer option. It also has the benefit of that blue guard not interfering. There we go.
So let's see if Ken follows the bow or if he also is going to full clear Eastern.
Actually, Ken is close to Zora money without even needing Houlihan, so we might see a little bit of fundraising on Ken's side. Ken is going to go ahead and... Ooh.
Yeah, Hitman did not pick up that blue mail. He does kind of have to worry about sandbox.
Yeah. And...
Ooh. I think you probably want to do an Ancilla splash delete if you can. Not sure about his bomb situation because we did beat Armos. So he'd have to drown some bomb to reset his arrow count for the Ancilla.
Which, speaking of, down to 5 arrows as well, so...
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Volsky. I guess East Death Mountain it is.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah, with that hammer, that, now where's the moon pearl?
On East Death Mountain. Oh, we're trying Magic Bat first. Good call, Hitman.
Oh shoot, yeah. I forgot about Magic Bat here.
I still think East Death Mountain should be the next play.
Yeah, but this is a very quick one, and you can flute immediately to 1 from here. So,
I mean, unless this is the Moon Pearl, you kind of have to do East Death Mountain. So the early powder was just a red herring.
still can be a little bit helpful a little bit later, but all right. So,
Oh yeah, you don't say no to safeties.
Oh yeah. Ken setting up for a little bit safer of a Armos Knight kill. It won't be as quick, but pretty good setup actually here. All right, with that, evens them up at 19 apiece.
And Ken is only $10 short of Zora money, so he should just be able to, farm that up. Not that I remember who was in what prize pack.
No green guards or bombs. Ooh, okay.
That was a fire rod. Yes, I saw it was a fire.
Yep, that was the fire rod right there. All right, Hitman is showing us, and there's that bush crab. That's what Ken was looking for. So that is that's Zora money for Ken. Now, I don't believe that Hitman showed us under the bridge, though, so...
No. Oh, so I wonder if Ken is actually swimming around. He's scouting the island, which is just money. Oh, so we are going to get this out of logic check from Ken.
I don't really mind it, because it's something that otherwise would be pretty slow to get to, but hey, there's some boots over there for Hitman.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. And the paradox. We're halfway home.
Shovel! Yay! We've got all our fetch quests.
We have silvers before Moon Pearl. You love to see it.
Yeah, not that we'll need to defeat Ganon or anything.
Oh, Can...
What was on Hobo? I didn't actually catch it. I assumed no.
Yeah, I don't believe it was anything.
Oh, and there's the flippers! Yay! We can get Ether now.
Yeah, Ether, and Waterfall Cave, and...
And now Hitman scouting Lumberjack, and let's see if there. We still don't have Dark World access if we've got half the
Right. We also still technically, we actually, yeah, not just technically, we also don't have Aga access yet.
Right.
This is an interesting one, to put it lightly.
I guess Dig Spot or Waterfall Fairy.
And yeah, I'm good with this ordering. It's pretty quick to check Dig Spot and then make up your mine from here. Ken about to pick up that hammer.
Hitman hasn't done Hobo yet.
There we go. We've got Dark World access. 34 minutes, 25 seconds.
Yeah, I'd almost be tempted to do the flippers checks anyway because I just got the flippers. But I guess we'll finally go into the Dark World here.
All right, so Ken does need to get to Paradox Cave for the shovel for the Moon Pearl. But this is another... Makes absolute sense. Go ahead and check out what Magic Bat is first.
Yeah, that's what Hitman did too.
And that's another good point. Catfish into Waterfall Ferry. Hey, we've got Aga access.
Yeah. So Samaria and Master Sword in Hype Cave, as well as one more chip.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. We're comboing in the flippers check here. Nice routing.
Okay.
Don't blind pull the island. Cash is the bad thing.
I mean, at this point, now you're set for the rest of the seed, including for Pod, which is probably where I would be thinking next.
Especially because that opens Pyramid.
Right. Yeah, and Hitman getting the good news about that particular decision. Oh no.
Oh no. The word.
The tech's not as bad as it could be, but it doesn't feel great in a race setting to get to do some reading.
So 5 items in Pod. Decent chance we get at least one more Triforce piece here.
And this will also be Ken being able to pick up those boots as well. That'll be welcome. And there's the ice rod.
I sure hope we don't have to beat Trinex to get 40 Triforce pieces.
As a racer or as someone watching?
Either.
I mean,
really want to see Trinex just because.
Trinex was just calling and wondering why we never visit anymore. But yeah, Hitman very short on arrows, but otherwise doing all right.
And Pod is logically bow-locked. Okay, now you gotta do the vanilla big key chest because it's about 50-50 that it's actually something, though the something could be a compass or a map.
All right, and Ken's halfway.
And has his shovel, which will get him his Moon Pearl. Ooh! Hookshot and Pod big key chest.
That, you know, I'd actually probably rather see the hookshot versus big key there.
So that's 2 actual meaningful items in the front of Pod. Now you have to think about how you want to do the back. You still need the big key, so you can't just rush the boss.
Well, and at this point, we are potentially just medallions from Ganon's tower access.
Mitts?
Oh, right, mitts. Still need mitts. Where are those mitts anyway?
Would
They're
be
gonna be in
funny
the
if we can beat the seed without mitts.
It's not impossible. Ken is actually going to be the first checkout waterfall fairy here.
Just junk. The flippers haven't led to anything.
And actually, that was at least Ken checked it in that order because that was a fourth heart piece there for Ken. That was almost a little rough.
Oh, Finch, I was just thinking, you know what the flippers mean with what we now have otherwise.
Swamp.
Yep. And, of course, Helma King has an item that, yeah, you do them because that then opens more items.
And at this point, Master Sword is the expected sword at this point that the game expects you to have at this point.
And you have silver arrows, which the game very much does not expect you to have, but
right.
make this really nice.
And the Cane of Samaria there, which the game again does not expect you to have at this point to make that puzzle a little bit easier. All right, and Ken is also going to pod here, so that will be a good call overall.
Except that he hasn't done Hype Cave to get his Master Sword.
Ah, right. And yeah, Cane of Samaria, while I was just extolling it just a second ago, it is very much not required for this one. Yeah, from here I can sort of see Hitman going up to... I think Hitman's route from here is probably going to be Pyramid Ledge, Pyramid Ferry, and then Catfish Waterfall. And that'll actually work out pretty nicely. A bunch of checks that you really don't want to have orphaned. Hitman's going to be able to knock them all out in one pass.
Yeah, so he might even just do a full circle around King's Tomb Graveyard Ledge and get to Village that way.
And don't blink, you'll miss phase 2.
What phase 2?
Exactly. All right, just a heart piece, but that is the other 5/6 crystal.
Yeah, the other kind of big question, where are those mitts?
That would definitely be the one thing that really opens up the seed here.
Yeah, then we get our Fire Rod, we can get into Desert. But Hitman seems to be going straight for Swamp. He wants those flippers to mean something. 6 items in here.
Yeah, it definitely is a good dense location if you're going to be doing a dungeon coming up next. A little surprised Hitman's doing this first instead of some of the overworld checks, but it's frankly 6 one way, half a dozen another. You're still very far away from really being able to finish the seed, even though we are over halfway there. All right, and that compass leading a little bit more towards left side swamp.
Yeah, I think you just do left side the first time through, knowing that there's got to be at least one item there.
And let's see what Hitman does here.
Maybe he wants to see if the map shows up here, and then you really have to do left side. Or the big key, okay.
All right, well, it's nice to at least get the big key early on instead of in the back. And hey, we'll take that tempered sword.
And now we are going to do left side.
Nice setup there with diver down.
Okay, so the map could still be here, but it's going to be at least one item, and we hope to since we went to all this trouble.
Right. All right, but let's see what we get. Oh, that's worth it.
Okay. Hello, Mitts.
There's mitts and 2 items. Neither Triforce pieces, but those mitts. That does open up the rest of the world and puts us very close to Gaina's Tower.
Ken doing some nice bombo strategies on the terrapins.
Yeah. Able to preserve a lot of health there, so kind of pretty good shape there. And there is that map.
And there's our first Triforce piece in a while.
And
Okay.
our
Yeah, so we've gotten a tempered sword, we've gotten mitts, we've gotten 2 Triforce pieces. Swamp was the play.
Yeah. 2 Triforce pieces so far.
Right, still an item on the boss.
Like yeah, Swamp is definitely, that's been the play. So for that, Ken will need to do Bonk Rocks, which at this point, we'll see if Ken does go more towards Pyramid. We'll see which direction Ken goes from here. Probably a little bit more incentivized to do that versus Hitman, who already had the flippers by virtue of checking Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, with Tempered and Silvers, Argus is basically free.
Yep.
Oh, third chip.
All right. Well, 25 and 40. I don't know. You know, how else? Yeah, Swamp is the place to be today.
So hopefully we go and... Yeah, this is going to be a Pyramid Fairy play. And now Ken's finally doing Hype Cave. So we'll get his... Wait, where were the flippers? I don't see the flippers on Ken's tracker.
They're on Bunk Rocks.
Oh, right. He never went there after getting the boots.
Yep.
So he can't combo this with Swamp, unfortunately. But he does get his Master Sword and mildly helpful Samaria. Now, here's the question, Finch. If you get up to 39, do you just suck it up and do Aga for the known 40th piece on Lumberjack?
Keeping in mind that I think I probably would, honestly. It's a known quantity. It's especially at this point with Tempered, Boots, Hookshot, it is going to be pretty quick to get up there, or as quick as it's going to be. So I think I would go ahead and take care of it. If it was still like Fighter Sword, oh, by the way, and there's another Triforce piece there. But that would be a lot more situational of a choice, I think. If the items that we had would make it be a pretty slow clear, then I think I would opt towards just risking it being somewhere else.
Oh, Hitman skipping Catfish, which if it were just Catfish, I wouldn't be surprised, but he could have mirrored and picked up his Ether and done Waterfall Fairy as well. So I'm a little bit more surprised.
Ken opting to pick up the 300 rupees there, which I actually don't mind because Village of Outcasts and Dig Game do cost some money, so it always feels bad when you're running a seed and you go to open it up, you go to play the game, and they taunt you saying, hey, no, you don't have the money for this. And Hitman does have the ability to come back to Catfish fairly easily, to be fair.
Yeah, and given that he'll want to pick up the Fire Rod at some point, it's entirely possible he doesn't complete this circle around Village of Outcasts.
There is another Triforce piece there, though. 27 to 40. We are starting to think about endgame a little bit, or as much as we can.
Okay, here Hitman is going back, so this makes sense.
Yeah. And this is definitely something where Ken has to do this before going back to the other side, just by virtue of not having the flippers quite yet. I actually sort of feel bad. Ken may go back south, cross over, do King's Tomb, and it is worth a Triforce piece there.
Oh, nice to get something from Catfish.
Something nice from Catfish. What a concept.
And then I'm betting Hitman saves and quits to Mountain after he grabs his Ether.
And also does remember to grab Ether here, which is... Yep, does remember to grab Ether, which is good.
Oh, right. Ken does not have those myths from Swamp, which he can't get because he doesn't have the flippers. So he has to take a somewhat different route through the Ghostly Garden.
It's definitely something where, yeah, Swamp is the play here. I mean, certainly for the mitts, for the three Triforce pieces, for the other sword. The pretty easily available sword too. It's not like the big key is like in the back, and you have to come back in and try to avoid the glitch that makes you walk right back downstairs after you walk back up.
Oh, we're gonna do a desert play. Kind of makes sense. You know that you do have that Triforce piece on the ledge there.
And Meyer wouldn't be too bad here either. It's gonna end up being worth 3 items, albeit a little bit of a slow 3 items. But we need Quake for that anyway, so...
Of course, we have 2 medallions, so we need the 3rd.
Yep.
Probably want to do Meyer's Shed. I'm a little bit surprised that Hitman just rushed doing Meyer's Shed. Because now he's using a couple extra portals, because then he'll portal back to the desert.
Oh, there's red mail up there at Bumper Ledge. Ken is gonna go ahead and pick that up. And a shout out for Echo Heish for helping get everything set up for this restream today. And it's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you last locate Hammer on Zora and you still don't have Dark World access at that point.
Meanwhile, an hour in, and we are... Oh! Alright, well, there's our book. Meanwhile, we're about 3/4 of the way done, just in terms of Triforce piece count. But there's only 1 item remaining in here. Meanwhile, Ken actually giving us a bit of Skull Woods here, going a slightly different route. Sort of the unfortunate thing is won't be able to complete it without the Fire Rod. But we can still try to get a couple items out of here.
And Desert. 1 in 3 chance the item's on land mode. 2 in 3 it's on the right side. It's probably going to be on land mode, though. Wait, did Ken really not mirror to check Bonkrocks? And there's Quake for Meyer, and we're out of Desert.
Yep, that was a nice quick 2 items.
Oh, Hitman doesn't want to go into Meyer.
Well, that is interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, there's Dark Death Mountain. As well as getting information about TR. But you are correct. Ken did not check Bonkrocks quite yet.
Yeah, and he passed right by it. He could have mirrored and done it.
I don't believe we've found any items out of Skullwoods quite yet. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Skullwoods never has items in the front, right?
It never does until it does.
Right.
It's like Left Side Swamp.
Oh, our tracker is saying that Ken did get a Triforce piece out of Skullwoods.
Okay, so Triforce piece in the front. Okay, here's Bonkrocks for Ken. Okay, good.
He's probably going to wish he got his slippers sooner.
I still see Ken following this into Thieves Town at this point. Yep, and there's the slash.
Yeah. I'd be frustrated in that situation, certainly.
All right, but we are 3/4 of the way done here. Hitman getting number 30 and Butter Sword.
2 full heart containers. Think Hitman will do spike cave volleys up here?
I think so. It's right here. Now's as good a time as any. It's a good terminating kind of point of your route.
Okay, yeah,
Although,
he's portaling back. He's gonna. Oh,
yeah.
did we
Or
actually see what TR is? No, we haven't yet. He's checking.
but Hitman
Well,
also
we don't
has,
care. We
yeah.
have all 3, right?
It is double quake though. So Ken is gonna have to go grab that quake medallion though.
Well, we have the ability to full clear TR, and including Mimic Cave, it's 6 items.
And that is what Hitman's thinking right now. And yeah, TR into Spike Cave. It's a good number. It's a good number of items. It is a crystal, so it gets you closer to GT if GT happens to have a whole bunch of remaining Triforce pieces.
I think that is extremely unlikely with how they do the layout. Yeah, Thieves' Town is so far junk in the front.
TR, on the other hand, 9 to go.
Oh, there's half magic and thieves. I was starting to wonder where that was.
Right. As I was watching Hitman go through and use most of his magic, it's like, wonder where that half magic is. Other side of the world.
2 small keys in TR front too, which is kind of interesting. I guess given that big key location, 2 small keys in the front were necessary.
Ken going ahead and forcing that God Pixel there. Absolutely good choice there. But yeah, so as we're a little bit into the 1 hour mark, we are in relatively good shape here. The main Triforce pieces that Ken does not have that Hitman has come from either Swamp Palace, if you're just joining us. Swamp Palace had 3 Triforce pieces and the mitts and the sword and I don't know, Drossi, am I missing anything?
I think the last item was junk.
Yeah, but I think so as well, but or a heart piece, heart container.
But yeah, having 5 out of 6 items in Swamp be useful is pretty cool. Yeah, our tracker Excalibur. Okay.
Which, speaking of, go ahead and give Hitman and Link to the Past Ken a follow. Putting on a great show for us tonight as we do this Triforce hunt, as well as following my co-com Drossi and our tracker Pixcalibur.
And there's another, well, 2 more Triforce pieces, 1 in Mimic Cave, 1 in Thieves' Big Chest.
So that's an interesting one, and Ken actually checking that before checking Maiden here. Ooh, okay. So Thieves Town with 2 Triforce pieces.
Yeah, good find there. If Hitman goes there after TR, he'll be really close to finishing.
Something else to keep an eye on. Hitman's at 17 hearts. Do we have the quest for 20? You know, depending on who you ask, most likely, unfortunately, or fortunately, Hitman is not going to be getting that mirror shield at this point, but...
By the way, Finch, did you hear that Blind bought cuckoos for a poultry son?
I love the jokes. I love the
I
blind
haven't seen that one before. And wow, that's 3 not Triforce pieces in Thieves Town.
Yep. But we're on Laser Bridge for Hitman, and there is at least one. I think that's the first Triforce piece in Charter Rock, though.
No, we've seen 1 or 2 others.
Oh, okay.
Hitman's up to 33.
Oh, right. Yep.
And Try Next does have an item because both the map and the compass were on Laser Bridge. And with Butter Sword, we're not too worried about magic for Trinex.
I think at this point, the biggest concern right there was not switching in time to the other rod, but as to Trinex heads down, 1 to go.
I was thinking after this, since we were discussing Spike Cave, you can also check Ethers. So I feel like you run over to the west side of the mountain and do Ether in Spike Cave.
Yeah, and there's a couple more Triforce pieces.
So we have 40 Triforce pieces accounted for because we know there's 1 in Skull Woods, and there's Cave 45, 3 in Thieves Town, and 1 on Lumberjack.
Yep.
So we're in no mode.
Now it's just down to, are there any others along the way that our racers will find that will put them in no mode, that will put them in go mode first? Yeah, TR with 3 Triforce pieces, Thieves Town with 3. I don't think we'll be seeing Ice Palace. I'm just tossing that out there.
Just some love on Ether. And Ken finally going into Swamp.
This will pay out very well for Ken. Going to be up to 34 Triforce pieces, Titan's Mitts. Hitman, though, in very good shape at this point. There's Village of Outcasts, Skull Woods, Thieves Town. Oh, and there's another one. So
okay,
that will eliminate Lumberjack Ledge, depending on Hitman's route.
Yeah, I mean, all Hitman needs to do is Skull Woods, Thieves, and over to Cave 45, and he's done.
Now, will Hitman go into Skull Woods? I think it might be the question. With the Fire Rod is a little bit more incentivized to clear it out, so we may say Hitman actually go ahead and do that, and looks like that is the direction.
So there was the Triforce piece right at the very beginning.
Okay.
And he's out. He's like, I found 1 out of 2 items. I'm not gonna do 7 checks for 1 item. Makes sense to me.
Absolutely. Especially at this point. Hitman, I'm fairly certain will not be picking up the mail upgrade here. Oh, look.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. If he didn't want the one inside Spec Rock, Bumper Ledge is about as much work.
Right. And probably a little bit more annoying just with the pterodactyls.
I wonder if he'll start Smith Chain.
I mean, that would get the 1 in K45 first.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen Smith or Hammer Pegs, and they're right here.
That's a good point. Oh, hey, there's our Scent Cart. Ken actually got a little bit stuck on that platform there. Wasn't able to jump back down. Had to walk to the south just a little bit. All right.
Oh, did we... Ken must have gotten that Triforce piece out of Brewery, and I missed it. I can't imagine he didn't check Brewery.
So this will actually... This will do it for Hitman. Clearing out... Thief Town. Okay, so Brewery did have a Triforce piece. Ken did pick up this one.
And I don't know if Ken isn't comfortable with Diver Down or what, but he just got the left side key the old-fashioned way. Oh no, Hitman is giving up 3 Triforce pieces in the back of Thieves.
Oh no. Well, and that's also sort of curious because Hitman knows there are a bunch of items in the back as well. Now
skipping Dig Game, beelining for K45. He hasn't done Stumpy yet.
Yeah. And this will put Hitman at 2 before go mode, so yep, gonna go ahead and pick up that one.
Yeah, but now he might do the Aga climb once he gets 1 closer.
That's a, and that kind of goes back to that kind of goes back to that question that you posed earlier. Do you go for the known Triforce piece even if it's going to take 3-4 minutes?
I wonder if he was hoping for 2 Triforce pieces there, and then he would have just gone back. Yeah, Ken must not be comfortable with Diver Down, because he has avoided both Diver Down spots.
And the quest for 20 hearts, unfortunately comes to an end there, but...
Hey, you never know if he does Smiths and Hammer Pegs.
Well, there was a heart piece right there.
He didn't pick it up. I see.
Yep. All right. But yeah, and this could be another source of... Yeah, this could be another source here of a couple Triforce pieces.
Meanwhile, Ken is getting his Triforce pieces. Yeah, so that's go mode for Hitman. He could, if he wanted to, do Aga at any point and get the piece off Lumberjack. Probably hoping he can get one quicker. We know he could just go to the back of Thieves.
Right. But still, looks like we will be getting at least a finish before 120. Just to be in a bottle there.
So that means we have 43 Triforce pieces accounted for.
I believe you are correct. Yep.
And we haven't touched Ice or Meyer, let alone GT.
We only checked, I think, just the one in Skull Woods?
Right, we don't know the second item there.
So, and this is going to be 2 items here for Hitman between chest and tablet. And well, there's all of our items. Or we're missing one bottle. We are missing a bottle.
Yeah, that was on library.
Oh, you're right.
Well, I guess Hitman's probably gonna do Aga now. No?
No?
There's Hobo?
Ice Palace.
Yeah, he never did Hobo.
Oh, you're right. It is still sort of incredible that we are 3 heart pieces from 20 heart mode. Like, and 20 hearts at the 1 hour 16 minute mark. Like, this has been a very healthy seed. Never mind, we're two away.
Yeah, but we didn't pick up the one at Dig Game.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess we're going into Ice Palace now. As Ken is up to 35.
I'll say, and Ken will get, I believe, 1 in here.
Yeah, and also the Quake Medallion for getting into Meyer and TR. The Ocean Palace is one of the best tracks in the game.
Such a good one.
So the book was worthless. We didn't pull anything off of either of the tablets, did we?
We
I don't
did
think
not.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, Hitman, if you hit the switch, I am going to be very unhappy. Okay, good.
We're good.
Interesting icebreaker setup, but it worked.
And we got a vanilla big key. Yeah, there are Ice Palace, especially with icebreakers, pretty quick. And there's 40.
Okay.
All
Phew.
right.
I'm not sure what Ken's doing since he already had both items.
I think Ken just did a quick count there and realized that. But Hitman is making a beeline for... It's not Sarsaparilla. It's not for Sarsaparilla.
It's his brother Muradala. And get your GGs in for Hitman. He finishes first on the restream and first overall with an official race time of 1:19:13.
Gee. Right,
Well,
and
Ken's going into Meyer.
I'll say there's still. Now, one of the things is because we know the location of a couple of these Triforce pieces, we know where they're not going to be. So Meyer could still have one or two, but it is a bit less likely overall.
Yeah, there are only 6 that we haven't found, and that's between the other 2 items in Ice, the 2 items in Meyer, Green Pendant, GT, Pedestal. Am I missing anything?
I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's.
We,
Oh, and
we
the second item is Skull Woods.
Oh, right. We pretty well covered our overall checks, though, I think. Green Pendant and Pet are the only overall checks we didn't see.
Correct. Yep. And we have Godmire.
Oh, you got silvers. Might as well rush 50, right?
Yeah, I would probably. This is a tough one because I don't know. Whenever it does sort of feel like whenever I rush Vidi, it's all the items are like cutscene chest, um, like cutscene chest, and then big chest or something like that. But we got the breadsmith, we got the dancing pickles lines in Hitman's credits, and what was on pedestal all along?
Oh. But that means, like, no heart pieces in GT.
Yeah. Huh. There's that other heart piece. Okay. I don't believe Ken's found either item yet in here. Well, oh, there's one of our Triforce pieces.
Okay.
So let's see. So Ken needs to go to Turtle Rock. Would
I think this has to be a small key. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's out. He is just piecing out. But yeah, I think Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave have enough.
Yeah, and then even if not Ice Palace, the you don't have to go all the way to the back. You can just do Icebreaker there, and it does look like Ken is thinking Turtle Rock at this point, so that will be beneficial.
Yeah, he should be done within a few more minutes. Not that TR is the fastest dungeon, but, you know. He'll get his butter sword in Hookshot Cave.
All right. We'll be getting Hitman on in just a minute into the interview booth. Meanwhile, Link to the Past Ken going into Hookshot Cave. Just 3 to go. So yeah, after Turtle Rock will be 40.
And of course he is getting his fire rod here. Yeah, I think we had one Triforce piece up front in TR. We are joined by our winner Hitman, GG.
GG. Sorry for the delay coming in.
No
It's all right.
problem.
So, how about that Triforce hunt?
You know, it's funny, as I'm going through Swamp Palace, I'm thinking I should probably just skip left side.
And aren't you glad you didn't?
Yeah, Swamp Palace lived up to the meme, a sword and mitts.
Sword, mitts, 3 Triforce pieces, and like what, a piece of heart, I think, just to round it out.
Yeah.
All it was missing was a vanilla hook shot.
You know, it was funny though, your decision not to do the back of Thieves.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to that after ice if I didn't find anything in there. I just wanted, being only two, I think I was 2 pieces away, I just wanted to knock out some quick checks.
There were 3 in the back of Thieves.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm just saying there were 3 Triforce pieces in the back of
Oh,
Thieves.
that is funny.
All
Yeah.
3 of the items there.
And then we were.
Kind of clowned a little bit doing the mountains so early, but
I mean, you guys had pretty similar overworld plays. You both last location hammer on Sora.
yeah, I probably would have gone there sooner if I had the money.
Yeah, it wasn't a great seed for early money or anything.
There was plenty of money after Azora.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ken is going to get 38 here. Yeah, the TR play worked out well for you.
Yeah, I think there was, what, 3 or 4, including Mimic Cave?
Yeah. And sticking out Trinex, and he had one.
Yeah, I was really hoping that last item would be on Laser Bridge.
No such luck. I believe the map and the compass were both on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, it was only one. Yeah, it was only one item there.
Did you feel bad, though, that you only got 19 hearts?
Yeah, 20 would have been nice. Just round it off.
Although we did see that there was that one piece on Ped. While we've been talking, by the way, Arya Stark finished second off stream at 124.47.
GG. Yeah, overall, it feels like this particular loadout has actually lends itself pretty well for a bunch of different skills, just because you don't have to worry about Gan's Tower, you don't have to worry about kind of any climbs or anything. Ken is also gonna almost be at 20 hearts here.
He might stop at 17.
Yeah, there might be one more heart piece along the way, but I think that might be it.
We also noticed that you managed effectively a full inventory. I mean, you turned down a bottle and both mail upgrades and the 3rd shield, but you saw all of them.
Yeah, that is true. It was almost
Makes me wonder what was actually in GT.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, I think between the two of you, we saw 44 Triforce pieces. Speaking of which, this is going to be 39 for Cannon Mimic Cave.
And we also had one sitting up on Lumberjack.
Right. Yeah, we were wondering if you were, at what point you might think Aga just to get the known 40th piece once you got to 39.
Yeah, it's just so long for that one piece.
Yeah. Right, it's like, how
Yeah.
desperate are you to say that the devil you know beats the devil you don't?
Right. Like, and at least you had boots after Paradox Cave. It also feels like it's one of those where it really depends on your current item loadout.
Oh
Oh,
no!
oh,
Ken! Ah. He didn't go to
Ken is
Laser
gonna do his.
Bridge.
Ken's gonna do Aga, I think.
Because there was a Triforce piece on Laser Bridge in addition to the one on Trinex, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So this does sort of answer that question, like the Triforce piece that you know.
Yeah, it's just like there were two items left. I feel like you've gone all the way to TR. You finish the dungeon, and then if you don't get the 40th, this is a totally defensible play. Trying to remember where your extra Triforce pieces that Ken didn't get were. So there were
Did he do
two in
Spike?
TR, one in Ice because he hasn't touched Ice. And
Did he do
oh,
Spike
right,
Cave?
Spike Cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both checked Catfish. Waterfall. Yeah, you're already checked Waterfall.
Well, with Butter Sword and Silvers, Ken's making short work of the climb, that's for sure.
That is the good news of at least it is a pretty short climb overall. Later on, I forget where silvers were, but them being so
I think
early.
East Death Mountain.
Yeah, I think we're in Spike's Cave.
Paradox, yeah. Where you that
There was
was
just there was so much in Paradox Cave. I just which of all of the items.
yeah, that was quite a chase for the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I think we had almost half our pieces before that.
Yeah, I think you did have half your pieces.
I think we were joking early on that we were on pace to wrap up in like 38 minutes. I mean, it's always nice when it's the very dense items. So, I wonder how many blue balls do you think we're gonna get here for Aghanim?
I hope 0 at this point.
Or at least we know it's not 15.
Yeah, I don't think it can be higher than 7 at this point.
Yep, that's just the first one. We've already gotten three hits on Aga.
Okay, now at worst he'll just give us one more, and then we're done. But it's only 2.
Yep. It's not too bad.
Oh, too bad.
At this point, it's a flute to 3.
I think it's probably just faster. Well, oh right, there's the portal here. Yeah, you should have descended the pyramid and then mirrored, and then you can just run around.
Mm-hmm.
I know we had a discussion recently. It might actually be faster to flute to 8 and take the whirlpool than flute to 3 and run over.
Oh, really? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised about that. Okay. Ooh, a lot of bees out of that tree.
Lagorific.
All right. And that is number 40 for A Link to the Past, Ken. Just going to go ahead and turn those in, and then that will do it.
Yeah, it's got the mirror out because he'll hit the portal when he goes to the castle courtyard, and then he'll have to mirror back. And get your GGs in for Link to the Past, Ken. Second on the restream, third overall, 137.16.
GG. And that is third overall.
Yeah. Oh, and Hitman, I'm just looking at your collection rate. 150 in less than an hour 20 is a pretty good collection rate.
GG.
Yeah, GG Ken, who we are now joined by. You didn't want to finish out TR.
No, I knew where one of the Triforces was, and I only need one more, so.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there was also one on Laser Bridge.
That probably would have been faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And Trinex. But overall, like, hey, you know, getting the couple in Thieves Town, the handful there.
Yeah, one on the boss, one on the big chest, and I think one in blind cell too. Ah, man.
I think one of the differentiators here was just kind of when the boots, because the boots led to the flippers, which led to Swamp, which led to, well, pretty much everything. But a couple nice things, you know, getting the flute. And we're just not going to talk about the hammer and Moon Pearl hunt for both of you. It was very close to last location, kind of for both y'all.
I hope you both remember to thank Solsky for that hammer location.
I mean, it was in logic the entire time.
Just no money.
That is true, but the crab did drop 20, so we could have used them. How do you guys like my escape thing?
Yeah, oh yeah, that was pretty nice, going back for the key and getting those two Triforce pieces and then being able to skip Zelda's cell. Yeah, no, that was a nice route.
I knew without a key there, it had to be in the back, so I just took it and went in the back. The flute was there, that was nice, but it wasn't a key, so I knew the key had to be in the back area.
And worked out. Yeah, and then, but yeah, kind of at a 130, 137, and Hitman in 119. One of the other things that just kind of struck out to me, we had a heart piece here on pedestal. You're at what, 18 hearts, Ken, at the end? 17,
Yeah, I got a lot of hearts. So.
19? I think there's only one heart piece outstanding in Hyrule.
And I skipped a lot.
Yeah, looking at my end screen, I have one piece of heart. There's one on the pedestal, and I have 19 hearts.
Yeah, and then one on Dig Game.
That's right. Yeah, I skipped that one.
Yeah.
I skipped that one too. I saw it as it left it. Was any pieces on Smith?
I think it was a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the B.
I couldn't remember if the library had a piece, but I didn't think there was, so I didn't go for it.
That was the fourth bottle. Yeah.
But I wrote down the one on the lumberjack.
Yeah, and we were actually chatting a little bit earlier, because do you go for it's a couple minutes investment, but if you're at 39, do you go for the known Triforce piece? So.
I mean, the rest of TI could take 5 minutes. I mean, with Buttersword and Silvers, it doesn't take that long. It could have been an Ice. I mean, Ice has 5 items too.
Yeah, that's where I got my last piece.
I skipped the Maya boss. I don't know what was on it, but I think it was an item.
Yeah, it was an item, but we don't know what it was. And our tracker Pixcalibur pointing out Hammer Pegs also had a Triforce piece. Oh. There were.
Oh yeah. So that was like 45 Triforce pieces we saw accounted for then.
So the last 5 has to be in GT?
We never saw the second item in Skull Woods. We never saw Green Pendant turn in. We never saw the second item in Mire or the last 2 items in Ice Palace.
Once I got the boots, I did Waterfall at a Logic. It didn't give me much. It's a heart piece and a full heart.
At least you got them in that order instead of because you didn't have the Moon Pearl at that point, I believe, Ken. So
No, I didn't.
Yeah, getting that 4th piece of heart in Waterfall never feels great, but yeah, good deal. Any other kind of final thoughts about the seed?
It was pretty easy. I mean, Buttersword, Silvers. I mean, Cape was kind of rude, but once I got the pyramid crystals, I immediately did that, which didn't have much. I think, what did it have? Just a Cape?
Yeah, I'm just glad I went to Swamp early.
And I did left side swamp before I did the back, and normally I don't do that, but I said I'm missing so many items. I did left side first. I almost did Specky, but I wasn't sure if it was allowed, so I didn't do it.
I probably would have gone to the back first if the big key didn't show up early.
I did like the sword though. That was a nice sword.
definitely an opportune spot.
I forgot to do bonk rocks the first time, so when I finished Go Words, I went back to it.
A little bit about, we were a little bit worried about that, kind of, but glad you ended up looping that in, because that was 100% required for those flippers. But yeah, thank you both for racing. Hitman, Link to Past Ken, GG's for finishing. And yeah, make sure to give them a follow. Putting on an excellent show for us tonight, and for agreeing to be restreamed. I believe tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, we've got an Ambrosia seed. Over
Yeah,
on
haven't
Speed
seen
Gaming
that
Tour.
mode in a while.
I'd say that feels like a blast from the past of, or you tend to see more Ambrosia, I think, these days. But Ambrosia is a nice mode as well.
Apparently, there's some Ambrosia races in the Spanish tournament going on now.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of fading. It's almost 1 a.m. here.
No worries. I've got a sleeping cat next to me, so
Well, that sounds like a good way to fall asleep after this.
right. But yeah, make sure to give everyone a follow, and follow the Speed Gaming channels for some. We've got some SG Live content coming up over the next couple days. We will be
Actually, make sure to follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 237 because we've been dusting off that 7 for the Speed Gaming Live content.
especially between that and the for Link to the Past Randomizer, the Casual Boots tournament picks back up with the brackets phase starting next week. So if you like being able to run around with a sword, that tournament is for you to watch. And then we also have ALTTPR League actually starting up in a couple weeks as well. So stay
And we
tuned
also
for
have the glitch tournament going strong. ALTTPR Hybrid Major Glitches if you want to see runners break the game in all sorts of funny ways.
it's incredible, for a 32-year-old game, how much enjoyment we can still get out of it.
Absolutely. How many different events we can have going at one time. But
All
yeah.
right.
Thanks, Finch. I'm glad we could finally come together again. And it didn't wait.
Right. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. But yeah, and great co-commenting with you, Drosy. And again, special thanks to Pixcalibur, pressing the buttons, keeping us honest. But I think that will do it for us tonight. And I believe we are the final Speed Gaming channel live right now. So we'll see where we send y'all. But have a great rest of the day. And Drostin, any final thoughts?
The second one thing here. Okay. We have a Speed Gaming staff member who's doing some fundraising for the disaster in Hawaii. So if he happened to be online doing that, I would